Hola, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a otro episodio de Entrevistas Metal Index. Mi nombre es Washington Ibáñez y hoy tengo el gusto y el placer de invitar a una persona bastante especial para nosotros, ya que la consideramos y su banda una de las más brutales en el death metal italiano y europeo. Hoy en Entrevistas Metal Index tenemos a Paolo Pieri, vocal y guitarra de la banda Hour of Penance. Benvenuto. Welcome to Metal Index, Paolo. How you been?
Thank you. All good here. We are waiting for the release of the album, so we are eager for people to start listening to it.
Alright, and I was saying that many people consider Hour of Penance as one of the death metal's big three from Italy, with Flesh God Apocalypse and Hideous Divinity. And also, all you guys are releasing new music at the same year. This is awesome. Did you realize how big it is?
Yeah, actually we didn't know about it because it's hard to keep in touch with all the bands and their releases, but the album was actually ready 1 year ago, but for some reason with the label we had to postpone a bit because they had a lot of releases coming out, and at the end we ended with all the three bands from Italy in death metal, so it's good in a way.
Yeah, we already listened to the new Hideous Divinity album, and my opinion is so progressive and experimental. And the new Flesh God Apocalypse single is awesome as well. And of course, your new album Devotion coming on April the 5th, 2024 by Agonia Records. Thank you guys for the pre-release to us. Our first impression, this album rips. This album is brutal like hell, like the whole discography. And congratulations one more time.
Thank you.
I feel this album is more dynamic, special on drums. You are a new drummer, Giacomo Torti, right?
Yeah, Giacomo Torti, yes.
Giacomo Torti, and this album have some a few orchestral arrangements. What do you think is the difference between this new one and Misotism?
I think this one is a little bit more straightforward and technical. It's more like a crossover between Divine Conception and Sedition. And probably it's easier maybe to listen to. It has some catchy chorus, so in a sense I think it's more straightforward, but still more technical than Misotism.
Okay, this album for me is awesome, and you people check this out of April 5th. También los invito a que se suscriban a nuestro canal de YouTube. También nos pueden seguir en redes sociales, en nuestro Instagram, Facebook, X y TikTok. And also we can check Hour of Penance on Instagram, Facebook, X and YouTube. Paolo, where we can pre-order the new album?
Yeah, you can just pre-order on the Agonia store. We have a special website they built for this release. It's called hourofpenance.store. You can just go there and you'll find like a lot of different limited editions for vinyls, cassettes. We got a digibook with a special packaging, and we get standard CDs, of course, in hoodies, shirts, so everything you want is there.
Let's do it, people. Right now it's really important to support bands, go to live shows, buy merch, CDs, vinyl. It's important to keep the brutal death metal scene alive. You guys are coming from Rome, one of the most Catholic cities around the world, and inside the Rome, of course, the Vatican City. How were your early days, with your family, when you were a kid, religion, something like that? When was the day that you realized that religion is all bullshit?
I think my family wasn't particularly religious. My grandmother was, believing in all this kind of stuff, God and everything. But it was very early because I remember she was saying to me there was like a guardian angel that was following you around and telling you to do the right thing and watching you where you're committing a sin. And very early, like 8, 9 years old, I realized it was bullshit, like Santa Claus or this kind of stuff. And very early, and in fact, I didn't take sacraments because I already didn't want to.
And what was the moment that you listened to the first time death metal and you said, "This is for me. I'm gonna play death metal"?
Yeah, it was kind of a slow process because at the time we didn't have internet, we didn't have much to discover new music. So I started from bands like Iron Maiden, Metallica, or even like Skunk Anansi, more commercial stuff. But I noticed I always liked the more brutal, the faster song in this kind of music. So over time I started reading magazines like when the Metal Hammer in Italy, and then I started discovering more extreme kind of music, like bands like that was probably my favorites in my early years. Then Carcass, Cannibal Corpse, and everything else came out later. But it was a slow process because it's not like today you just go on the internet and you can find everything, the best album of all time, and you can just listen. It took a lot of time to make a musical knowledge in the field.
Yeah, sure. And when you started to play with Hour of Penance, you were replacing Francesco Paoli, actually the Flesh God Apocalypse vocalist. In this moment of your life, how significant has been this for you inside the band?
Yes, it was quite a challenge at the time because I already played guitars and sang in another band, but it was more like Dark Tranquility at the Gate stuff. It was much slower and the kind of the use of vocals is different. So I had to study a lot to become a death metal singer in the kind of brutal death metal stuff. And yeah, the first time was also a bit more challenging because Francesco left the band and they had a tour just a couple months after, and we didn't want to cancel, so I just had to learn every song very fast, and everything was not an easy time, but I had fun, and I'm very happy I started playing with Hour of Penance because over time we did a lot of stuff and we really enjoyed ourselves with music.
Yeah, actually since 2010, I think, the band has no original members remaining. I think the lone and last member was Mauro Mercurio on drums and Giulio Moschini on guitar. Like you said, how the band has kept that spirit, that power from the beginning over all this year.
Yeah, I think it happened because Giulio joined just right after the first album, Disturbance, and already brought materials for the second album, Pageantry for Martyrs. Mm-hmm. And basically, the first album is a bit different in sound from everything else that came after. So you can notice a difference between when Giulio started being in the band from earlier. And yeah, probably it's because Giulio basically made the sound of Hour of Penance over time with his riffing and everything.
And after all this year, what is your favorite Hour of Penance album?
So far, I think Utopianism is the one I like more and enjoy more listening because it's still fast, but it's also varied, it's diverse, and I think it's the one that's more maturing, but the songwriting, the lyrics, and everything. But yeah, I also like a lot the Sedition, and also Paradogma is one of my favorites. So it's not easy to choose a favorite, but probably Misote is, yeah.
But this one, this new one is really dark and fast, man.
Yeah, the new one, it's too early to say because when you work so much on an album, you listen on to it like 1,000 times, and it's difficult when you are also writing the song and playing it to distance yourself from what you just recorded. So you always need at least a couple of years to have a fresh view on an album that you recorded, I think.
Yeah, for sure. The whole discography has been solid, powerful, and unique for these 20 years of career. Now back from the new album, I would like to talk about the new album. The cover was made by artificial intelligence, and your point of view about it is positive. The artificial intelligence is here and it won't disappear. I know Terminator 2 is my favorite movie, and we know that
Yeah.
this is a fiction movie. But I thought that the machine will reign over the world later than ever. Do you think the Judgment Day is coming someday?
But actually it may happen, but it won't be the machine's fault, you know? It must be just the fault of mankind. You can see with war nowadays, people just don't stop. People will start negotiating, people start making peace, but they don't want to. And machine is not at fault here. They just tools. They're being used maybe in military AI, but they're not taking choices. They're not the ones that polluted the world, that made wars. It's just our own faults. So I see machines as tools, and tools are to be used by man. If man uses this tool in a wrong way, then it's man's fault, not the machine. Probably the machine, they will be more reasonable than man, I think.
Yeah, of course. And talking about Devotion, the new album coming on April 5th. In agoniarecords.com, we read Devotion is our anthem to the futility of war, with no light at the end of the tunnel. What means to you writing this album, Devotion, in your life?
It actually helped me a bit to vent my anger about what's happening in the world, in politics, especially in my country, because we have since last year a new government. It's like a far-right government, and it's like quite bad. Even they are careful to not look too bad upside inside, but when you look at what they're doing quite shitty stuff. And as a citizen, there's not much you can do. You can maybe protest, but no one's listening to you anyway. So this was a way to express my feelings, what I think about politics. And if you read the lyrics, they are more focused on social issues and war rather than religion.
Yeah, of course. And well, we already listened to the new album, and my favorite one is The Morality of Warfare. The track 5 is Breathe the Dust of Their Dead. For me, it's the old school Hour of Penance, and there is something about those ecclesiastical voices on parasitic chain of command. And the track 8, The Ravenous Heralds, is the future of the Hour of Penance? Put some ecclesiastical voices in the album?
Well, actually, we already did some, even in Regicide, and I'm a big fan of classical music, so when there's some parts that are more atmospheric and less technical, I try to add some kind of chorus or orchestra, because I think they add a bit of variety and it also a different kind of epic atmosphere that just with regular instrument maybe you can get in this way. But I don't know, maybe depends in the next album, the songs, if they allow it, maybe we can keep using it more or less. It depends on the songs and the songwriting of the next album. We didn't start working, so we still don't know about it.
Yeah, I like the way you did it this time. It's so cool. Let me talk about this 2024 for the band. You will be performing in Spain this October. Let me see the dates on Barcelona, Zaragoza, Portugalete, Oviedo, Madrid, between October and November 2024. What will be the next or before this tour? We see Hour of Penance in North America this year or 2025?
We would like to a lot, because a lot of people is asking us to come here, but it's very hard to do a US tour right now in terms of financials, because flights are very expensive.
Yeah, sure.
Visas are super expensive, and it's also very hard to get them. You have to submit like a lot of stuff, a lot of like old reviews of your album, like this kind of stuff, like you are some kind of terrorist.
Yeah.
And it's not that easy. I mean, if we go there, we need to make it financially sustainable. So if we get like a big tour where sales, we know they're going to be good, yeah, we hope we can do it, but we have to check if the opportunities allow it.
Yeah, we hope to see Hour of Penance someday in North America. Fortunately, Paolo, we reached to the end. Thank you so much for this interview. We would say brutal death metal is still alive and more powerful than ever. The Big Three from Italy releasing albums at the same time is fucking cool and wonderful, man.
Yeah, it's really great. We are very happy to have a new album finally after 5 years, so we really hope people will enjoy it.
Yeah, of course. Una vez más, los invito a que se suscriban a nuestro canal en YouTube, le den like a este video. También, por supuesto, nos pueden seguir en Instagram, Facebook, X y TikTok. Esto fue todo por hoy. Mi persona, Washington Ibáñez, y Paolo Pieri, desde Roma, Italia, guitarrista de la banda de brutal del metal, Hour of Penance. Thank you so much, Paolo, and thank you to the guys of Hour of Penance, of course.
Thank you for the interview and for your time. We are very happy for your help and promotion.
Yeah, alright. See you later.
Later, man. See you.